Well, hello. We've got a wonderful website here. There's a catch-22. Yes, we want to learn more, but we actually want to sell something. So we effectively want to take some sort of action to do that. So today I'm going to take you to a slightly different type of design of site that's going to enable you to have the opportunity of selling some goods, because at the end of the day a lot of people want to do that. It's great to demonstrate what we have, but often we want that a little bit more. So we're going to go to our dashboard, and I'm going to go to the Astra option of starter themes, and I'm going to look for a page where we could be selling some products. And here we have join the organic movement. Ooh, that looks interesting, doesn't it? Yes. Now in this particular instance we're provided with 4 pages with the option of the goods, the category of goods, and the pricing structure. This is already inclusive within the software, and you're going to see this in a minute, how this changes things. We're going to be designing it with Elementor, as you can see here, because Elementor is preset with this theme. So we're going to get all these bits of graphics inclusive all the way through the site. Now we may not want those graphics, but we might like the design. We could choose another design by all means, but for the purposes of this exercise we're going to show you what you're going to get from it. So I'm going to import the complete site. Now before you jump ahead, one of the key things I find is to keep the site tidy. We need to delete that entire site previously. Now if you haven't already saved the site, I would recommend doing it. So I'm going to stop before we go to that stage, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. So in our settings tools down here we have the option to export. So you go to tools, export, and you have the option of saving the all content. This can be critical if something goes wrong, so I would firmly recommend doing that. I shall do a video later on how to deal with those disasters when they occur, but this is something that I would certainly recommend in this instance, just to go there and to get to where we were before, and we will go to our Astra starter themes. So we're back. There's 2 things here. If you're looking at this and thinking, alright, I'm following through, this is interesting, okay, can I have a bit more, John? Yes, here we have a brand store, and here we have the organic movement. Both are designs worth looking at. In this particular instance I'm taking the organic one, as we said a minute or two ago, and just moving it down there. In this instance, again, we have a number of different images for all different things. The key bit is we have those prices. So now we go to import the site, delete the previous because we've already got the data, and then watch. Now please watch out for the add-ons that we're going to add in at the same time on this particular template design, etc., because it installs Woocommerce. Woocommerce has a lot to offer us in terms of the way it's set up to sell our products and services. It does a lot, it holds a lot of information, and is the most popular way of working, certainly with WordPress. Fairly simple to operate. It's already activated within this theme. It activates automatically, which is good. Cart flows, something else that you'll spot that comes in extremely useful. We now see deletion of our previous products from our other site. So that's all being deleted in this process. That's quite important for us. So we're now importing the flows WP forms, which we think we already had. Yes, we did. And we're importing the content, that's the image, the categories, and lots of other bits of information that we're going to come to in a minute. Allow a few minutes for everything to be imported and to reach that stage. So we now have a different site. Gosh, we've gone from the nice waterside site to our own new shop, and we're able to start looking at building the shop, putting our own products in, changing our categories and prices, etc. How are we going to do that? I shall be showing you. Okay, so what we will do now is we'll look at what's called Woocommerce. Now Woocommerce has settings here. We have the products, the shipping, so it depends on where you're posting from. This is obviously US based, but we can do it for Europe as well, and indeed the UK. How we're going to get the money, how we're going to receive the money. We have 3 setup buttons there. We have our accountancy side. Allow the guest to have a checkout or account creation, personal data, and a lot more. We have email setups for the different setups that we may require. Integration, how we're going to integrate with this particular area should we wish it. And obviously the most important thing are things like the cart page, the checkout page, my account, terms and conditions, etc. T's and C's quite useful, quite important when you're connecting it up to other software we may be looking at in due course. So quite a lot of information there just within that settings, but there's far more to it than that. We have our images already pre-built in this particular instance. A couple of things that are extremely valuable for us to take note of at this stage: the words categories and tags, because we'll be building our products with categories and tags and SKUs to be able to identify them. The categories in this particular instance, in this setup, include groceries and juice, which we will have photographs for. That uncategorized, we never want to leave it on uncategorized because it makes it 10 times harder. It's a fairly useless area in my opinion. You don't want it. You want to have your categories and well known. You want your tags well known as well, because the tags and the meta tag all help to deal within our SEO and what have you, that sort of information. Attributes. Okay, this is a key thing as well. We will need to set up their attributes because potentially we may wish to sell an item of clothing, for example. Just as an example, you may be a clothes salesperson and you may want to have a look at the sizes and the colours that you actually offer. When you offer those items, the customer can take the selection they want and you're going to get that information through within the sale. This works, trust me, this does work. It's an effective way of doing it, etc. From when you install Woocommerce, you also get analytical information from the sales. At this stage, it won't be a lot of use, but it will be later on should you need that information. You can set up coupons. You can look at the revenue stream that you're getting from the business in due course when you're sharing the products, and you can get marketing information there. Now, all this is inclusive. You have cart flows as well, which again, this is not always added to the theme. This is a variable thing. You have the settings for it and everything like that, but within that you've got a couple of other areas: Facebook Pixel, Google Analytics, other settings, and you can obviously select your checkout, etc. Another thing that can be noted at this stage is when we go into all pages, we now find that we have cart pages, checkouts, contacts, my account, etc. Now it's worth going through these pages to make sure that you're not duplicating, etc. But to the right hand side you also have those keywords that can be filled in. Why? Because on a previous video, that if you look through the section of videos I've created, you will notice that we have rank math. Rank math is an SEO option that we've added that when filled in will help us to promote our goods and services. So ladies and gentlemen, you got a lot of information there. We will be talking more about e-commerce in due course. Visiting the store, you want to see what the store looks like. This is what the store looks like at the moment, and we'll be changing these products around to suit our specific requirements in due course. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're finding these videos of any interest, please give us a thumbs up, please let us know, please check out the contact details provided on the video and just give us some feedback, positive or negative, and also just let us know your views on the information being provided. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to watch this particular video.